Welcome back to the Myth Machine channel with Chicago by Night, Vampire the Masquerade, Blood Bond Part 14, the story that never ends. It will end, one way or another. Maybe this session, maybe next session, I don't know, it depends on the players. This show is rated R for vampires doing horrible things to each other and humans and themselves. Who do we have with us this time?
I'll go first. I'm El Duende, pronouns any all, and I'm playing as Tony Hernandez, the Brewhog gangster, currently questioning his life choices.
John, I'm playing Chris, the toiler athlete. He's not questioning anything.
He's happy with his current situation, maybe. I don't know. Is he?
No,
Perhaps.
he's not questioning anything.
Okay, that's fair.
Hello, I am Enda. I'm playing Kate Peretti, cult leader, manipulator, and drugged constantly.
Isn't that Sylvester more than Kate? But
I've been in a blood bond the entire campaign.
that's fair. That's fair. That is its own form of stimulant, isn't it?
I didn't say it was a good drug.
No, I didn't.
It's definitely not an upper.
Who would say that it is a good drug? I don't know.
Tremere?
Yeah, Tremere, yes. He would say it's a good drug.
Tremere the person, yes.
Tremere
Yes.
the person. Yes.
Not
I
Tremere
agree.
the clan.
That's
Maybe the
crazy.
inner council? Who knows?
No, they're all blood bonded to the big T himself, so probably not.
I don't think so. I think he's been away for a while. I don't remember the law for the higher-ups, but
No,
think
I
the
only
council
remember
exists.
the TOG lore, so forget about that.
So who is Kate blood bonded to? Is it just one vampire, or do they do a similar thing to the Sabbat and
They do.
have a load of them blood bonded together?
I am blood bonded to all the higher ups in my clan, and I am specifically blood bonded to the Elder Council. So basically,
How
I
many-
have
how
to
many
follow.
people is that
I have to
total
follow
you're blood bonded
orders.
to?
Sorry,
I was
How many
told-
people total are you blood bonded to?
everyone above me in the pyramid, technically.
Yeah.
It's like a group bonding thing that the Tremere do.
They're very good at blood magic, and the first thing that they figured out was mass mind control.
Yes.
And so, I am blood bonded to anyone who is higher positioned than me in the pyramid.
Which
Which
is like
is-
being the ultimate organizational man. You're just totally committed to the structure.
Yes.
Yes. I am structured lawful evil.
Exactly.
I am bureaucratic.
One doesn't have to be evil to be a member of Clan Tremere.
What
Oh
else?
yeah, I'm sure Tremere will get me to open up a bunch of orphanages and feed the poor.
Absolutely,
Why not?
yeah. Do it all the time.
Yeah. You have to have.
It's the solution. Feed the poor, then feed on the poor.
Oh, and wait. Roger, you introduce yourself.
I'm Roger. I'm playing Goldtooth Charlie, Katie, former gangster.
Very well. Last time, you followed a magical tracker, speaking of magic, and located the Sabbat's stolen motorcycles in the loading bay of a strip mall near O'Hare Airport. You had some discussion about how to go about it, but eventually you could pinpoint the exact location of where the tracker was, and you managed to scout out, thanks to heightened senses, that there were two members talking to each other, Sabbat members presumably, talking to each other, working on their bikes. You decided on a stealthy plan. You would coast up with the van to the roll-up door to block any escape, and then you would go in through a side door. However, the plan went awry because Charlie didn't do the most stellar driving.
Yeah, but then
And-
we underwrite it because I staked them both.
And then you underwrite it in the melee that ensued, and you managed to really quickly put the Sabbat members down out of the fight, not destroying them, mind you. There was stakes applied, and yeah. You searched the workshop, you found some evidence of some kind of rituals. No magic involved, but rituals. Blood with blood residue, some cryptic note. They had armed themselves with white phosphorus shotgun shells, very surprisingly, after you had blasted a couple of them with white phosphorus shells. And you loaded the vampires and their motorcycles into your van and returned to your haven. And yeah, you have basically decided to interrogate one of the prisoners before handing them over to the sheriff. You brought one of them into an office, secured her to a chair, but when you removed the stake, she just broke her restraints immediately, flew into a violent frenzy, and luckily Tony was there. It was an even fight for a moment, but she got staked by Chris. And yeah, there we are. It's now 8:45 p.m., so 20:45, Friday, July 5th, 1991. And we have one staked vampire lying on the floor, lying in the office that were supposed to be used for interrogation, with a stake through her heart, and another staked vampire in a basement. What are we doing from here, folks?
I think it was a good idea to try out one, but after that reaction, we'd be chancing our arm to go with our second one. We should just bring them to the sheriff.
Yeah, fuck this shit. Let's just bring them to the prince. Well, sheriff.
Fine.
Do you want to, Kate? You don't have to agree. You can argue for a different position if you want.
No, I can't interrogate them without your cooperation anyway.
Like, if you convince me that it's a good idea, I might cooperate.
Oh, it's not. I just want to do it.
Okay. What do you think, Charlie? What's your position on the second prisoner?
As I said at the end of the last session, Charlie's just going to take him to the sheriff.
Okay. Okay, I guess we're not gonna. Sorry, Kate. Let's bring her to. Who has the sheriff's number?
I do.
Okay, bring him up.
All right, I'll go do that.
Very well.
Just imagine what this would be like if it was a comedy. Like, you see the cameras just fixed outside.
It's not?
You'd see Charlie and Kate carrying the prisoner, and Charlie tries to take the one end of the prisoner to the van, and Kate has him take the prisoner into the office, and the camera just stays fixed where it is. And then you hear the massive scream and sounds of violence, and then they come back out carrying the prisoner towards the van. Charlie got his way, but only after something messy happened.
Yeah, something messy happened indeed. But it wasn't a messy critical this time. All right, Charlie is calling the sheriff, and at the moment...
Nope, I am.
Tony is calling the sheriff. Yes. I'm on top of everything. And at the moment, you're getting a bunch of ringtones going through to an answering machine. There's no message on the answering machine. It's not like, hey, this is Balthasar, what to do after the beep or anything like that. Because security.
Motherfucker.
It's just a beep.
Fucking motherfucker. Learn how to use a
Since we've
goddamn pager.
always met the sheriff at the...
Oh, wait. Does the sheriff have a pager or anything, or...?
Oh, absolutely has a pager.
Okay.
Of course he does. Everybody has a pager.
Got it.
Since we've always met the sheriff at the tower the prince lives in, and presumably that is always staffed by somebody, so we could just stand up there with the bodies.
You could.
That, like,
It's certainly a idea.
it's Mikhail. Is there like an Elysium here in Chicago?
There's a
Is
bunch.
that tower?
There's a whole
Oh,
bunch
right.
of Elysia.
Okay.
There's, let's see now. I have it. Let's go. Here we go. I have it. Just need to find the rubric again here. Spelled with a Y. Yeah. Really? No. Okay. That's just silly. My PDF didn't immediately identify them, but there it is. Okay. Elysium. We have Dance and Ballet, American Dance Center School and Ballet Company, Chicago City Ballet. We have Arts Club of Chicago, Linda Enfield Incorporated, which is gallery, R.S. Johnson International, another gallery, and St. Albans.
Stop. Do we know where the prince would be? Like, is he holding court in an Elysium tonight?
You have no idea.
Okay.
How would we know?
Exactly.
I don't know. We get
His-
No,
his
it's
title is
a
not-
in-game question. Like, how would you know these sort of things?
the Harpy would tell you, wouldn't they? Isn't that their job?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Harpies do send out invitations to all sorts of events that have to do with social kindred events, absolutely, across the town. But they don't know when or if the prince might show up, because the prince might grace them
But-
with his presence, he might not.
But doesn't the prince
So we-
hold court at Elysium and stuff like that?
Oh yeah,
That's-
every once in a while, but it's on
Oh.
irregular intervals because for security reasons.
Okay.
Don't want to be too predictable.
No.
Okay, so let's go with Charlie's idea. So just go to the tower, rock up, and hope the Ventru clan meeting isn't happening.
Yeah, so I guess I tell you, the sheriff isn't answering, so...
We can just sit on these ones.
Oh yeah, just stick so we can leave them until tomorrow night. That's a good idea. Thanks.
They are staked. They're not going anywhere.
Okay. With the others' help, she's just going to move them back into the basement.
Yeah, Chris can carry them.
Yeah, we have plenty of time. We can... oh yeah.
Yeah, that's obvious.
You've left a message with the sheriff.
So I guess we wait.
Yeah. There is other stuff.
What other stuff?
Did we find any
That's-
clues last week?
We searched. We found that note.
33.2R.
Yes.
Oh yes. Kate,
That's my note.
do you know the Dewey Decimal System?
That's a very specific question. Why?
Because is your knowledge of the Dewey Decimal System such that you could recognize this as a number from the Dewey Decimal System? Is what I should have asked.
I asked last week if there was any roles we could do, and Storyteller said no.
Okay. But didn't he say that we needed context? So, I don't know, maybe checking if it's part of the Dewey Decimal System might be context or something, I don't know.
It's more the fact of I can do research, but if there's no role I can make, then I can't succeed.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, sorry.
It's really more of a mechanic thing trumping
Yeah.
the free will thing right now.
Yeah, it's like, what would the rule be to see if your character would recognize it? If it's something because of what your character knows that the player doesn't know. If there's any way to kind of get lucky. There is in Call of Cthulhu, isn't there? There's like the knowledge roll or something.
Yeah, there's a knowledge roll in Call of Cthulhu. Or in older editions of Call of Cthulhu.
But what did you say it is? 32?
33.2R.
30. Because 30... There's a dot. I swear there's a dot in a Dewey Decimal.
But I don't think
Yes,
there's any
but
letters in duodecimal.
No, and the numbers are usually longer.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
So, storyteller, where's the story taking us?
Where's the story taking you?
You have blocked us.
We have no more clues. 32. Oh wait, R could be. Damn it, Roman. So is there like a verse 33 in the letter to the Romans or something?
I'll put it above the table, just so we can clear this up. Is this a clue we can solve? In
Oh,
character?
you're asking the
Or do we
storyteller?
do? Yes. Is this a clue we can solve in character, or is
We
this
have-
something that can only be solved out of character?
Only be solved like through player technology.
Yeah.
Player technology. Ooh, that's a difficult question to answer, isn't it?
Well,
suggests
it shouldn't
that-
be.
Yeah, calm down. It wasn't that funny.
It was a little bit funny.
Shame the piece of paper didn't have SRN4 written on it. Then we could have gone on a giant hovercraft.
That'd be nice.
Yes, of course. Let's see now. We have. I'm just looking over your various discipline powers. But yeah, the trick part is to get one of these guys to spill the beans about what the code means. But since they go frenzy immediately, they're harder to extract information, aren't they?
Frenzy only ends when there's no more enemies in the vicinity,
Yeah,
or they go into torpor. So
yeah.
that's not something we can solve in or out of character.
No, it's not. This is true. It's a dilemma for
I-
sure.
What if we set up some sort of Rube Goldberg device to basically put them in a cage and basically use like a little string pull to pull out the steak while we're not in the room?
I don't think we have a cell designed to handle
You-
someone with such high.
Yeah, it turns
Well,
out the one that you did bring out from the basement, we don't know if both of them are equally strong, but that one was very strong. Tony levels of strong, which
Basically,
complicates
if-
matters.
What? I know this is an insane idea, but why don't we? If Tony has a stake ready, we could try unstaking the other one, and maybe they're not as strong, and we might be able to physically restrain them for the whole of the frenzy. Because frenzy does eventually.
I'm not the
right?
one vetoing waking them up. I'm pro waking them up.
What do you think, Tony? Would you like? Because
No, absolutely
No.
not. You're right. That is insane.
You know what would probably happen if we woke a really strong one up, even in a cage so strong they couldn't break it? You know those sort of like hamster balls you can get? The hamster runs in it and it's not fixed, it like rolls around on the floor. That's what would be going on. Cage would just be rolling around as they hit every wall of it and just knocked it over and then hit the next wall.
Yes, because definitely the cage would not be secured to the building.
Or it will be the entire building doing that.
You know, it's like a hand. Never mind.
So yes, storyteller.
Yes.
What is this solution we've been boxed into?
Does the sheriff eventually fucking answer his call? What the fuck?
Why not?
I'm just trying to think logically through. We can't interrogate them without everyone agreeing. Specifically Tony agreeing, because he'd be the one taking most of the risk. We can't figure out the clue because we can't roll.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing. I just wanted to hear what your thoughts were around this.
Frustration.
Frustration, no doubt. Yes, it's a frustrated coterie. The Odd Job gang is frustrated. The phone will call. It's Tony's
Yep.
phone. No, you have a communal phone, don't you? Unless
Oh, yeah,
Tony
I
has
do.
his own big brick nowadays, because you can't afford
Well,
it, right?
Keeps that brick in the car.
Okay. Let's So, yeah, you're gonna hear the voice of
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Kyle. You haven't heard the voice of Kyle very often, but this is the voice of Kyle. You called? What's up?
Yeah, I found 2 more troublemakers.
Troublemakers.
The types. Could you get me connected to Sheriff?
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. I guess Kyle is not the sharpest end of the stick. But he will hand you over to the sheriff, who is standing by. Troublemaker? What is this I hear about troublemakers? You found more of them bikers? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. They're at my place. Where do you want us to drop them off?
Work. You just hear the sigh of the other end of the line. Work. Same place last, I reckon.
Alright. We'll be there soon.
Grumbles.
Hangs up. Alright. And I guess Tony will say, alright, let's pack up.
Okay, bring the piece of paper because maybe it'll ring some bells for somebody, or the person who questions these guys has it as a starting point or whatever.
Alright.
Let's see. Is Dex coming with? He's probably awake now, isn't he?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, he's helping me pack him up. The Sabbat into the van.
Very good. Dex is here.
The van is visibly damaged. Do we want to risk driving him around in a vehicle that may get us stopped by the police? Or should we take advantage of this coterie's love of massive American cars and just put them in the boot of the 1 or 2 of them?
Look, I'm not having a body in my car. Look, the police already have issues with me. I'm not having that.
Okay, I guess I don't
Who wants to volunteer?
Are you gonna grab a cab with 2 really big duffel bags?
We can take the van. Charlie will just duct tape up the worst of the damage if we're not putting them in cars.
And you do have the advantage of having both Dominate and Presence around in case, you get pulled over.
Yep.
Which might.
Although you have a massive disadvantage that the police do know my ass. They know me.
Well, that's why you're in the back of the van.
The
Exactly.
police knows
at this
Charlie
point-
too.
Yeah, at this point, I'm at first name basis with them.
Are you disliked or hated?
Hated. Yeah, no,
that's-
first name.
that's, yeah,
They-
despised. They despise you. They just dislike Charlie.
They're gonna see Charlie's the driver, then see me in the back and just be like, God damn it.
Jackpot!
It depends entirely on how much paperwork they want to do that night.
It doesn't it? I guess you might get pulled over, Charlie, because you're the one driving, aren't you? Or someone else? Who's driving?
It's Charlie's car, so I guess
Although Chris or Kate will be the better anti-racial profiling choice.
Yeah, we do want to drive.
Okay, I guess Chris is driving with his Midwest charm.
With this wind, yeah. Okay, you
One
can,
way to look
you
at
know,
it.
you can get a vehicle from point A to point B without too much trouble. All right, so we're gonna arrive at the same place as you had before, where the sheriff and Kyle. You love them, right? Your favorite people in the world.
Yeah, Kyle's a fan favorite.
I've literally every time Kyle disappears off the screen, I forget he's a character.
I love how much of a non-person Kyle is.
He has the most defined personality of this entire campaign. He's just the strong and silent type, so you haven't gotten to know him yet. If you really got to know him the way Sherry... Anyway, you are in a garage, and...
He'll never tell us his passion for ballerina dancing.
No, because you haven't chatted with him, so...
Unfortunately, yeah, we'll never know his rich lore.
Yeah, they're gonna come in their car. It's the same place as before where people have been paid to not be around right now. This garage closed their business like an hour ago, so it's nice and quiet, and apparently Kyle has connections, or Sheriff has connections, who knows, either one of them. And Sheriff, I guess, they also have a van because it's useful. You will notice that Sheriff and Kyle are not alone. There's a bunch of other dudes in the back of the van, and they are heavily armed. They have assault rifles, shotguns, all sorts of stuff that you can get your hands on with the right level of connections. It looks like a Black Ops team, basically. Yeah. So you caught me some of these assholes again, did you? Good job. I'm proud of you, young'uns. You know what this city needs? It needs more people like you. It needs more people in the entire Camarilla who knows up from down, who knows right from wrong, who knows their place and who are willing to contribute. I wish we had more people like you around. That's what I wish. I make sure to put in a good word with the prince on your behalf if you haven't told him already. He's gonna give Tony and anyone else who is close enough a really good pat on the back. It's just a pity, Tony, isn't it? Ain't it? That the rest of our clan are such jackasses.
True.
With the exception of the Primogen, of course. They're those lords and ladies of the Primogen, very honorable folks indeed. Upstanding members of the community, I'd say.
We recognize any of the assault team in the van.
Probably not, no.
I'll
Mooks.
I'll make sure to tell the sheriff about the note, and that if they want to question the Sabbat for these guys for information, that might be a good starting point. And to possibly ring us when he finds, if they do give anything about that.
That sounds mighty good to me. Looks like I have some ferreting to, don't it? Dang, I've been searching everywhere for these mopes. How come you are so good at finding these mopes?
We put out bait.
Ah, now I like
bite.
the sound of that.
We lured the second group with the first group's bikes.
Now I like the sound of that. And he's gonna give you a good pat on the back there, Kate. See, we need some people with smarts in our organization. That's how we win over them. Now, between you and me...
We better be careful, though, otherwise there'll be none left for you to grab.
Oh my god.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Now...
Yeah, Tony just fucking looks at you and just makes like a cutting motion with her. Like, don't, like, while shaking his head, like...
He has grabbed none of them. He hasn't captured a single Sabbat member.
Yeah, he's not a very good sheriff. He's up there with Ross.
Like, I am.
No,
like,
I agree with that, but like,
as
I
method
don't
of
know if it-
revenge, I am considering trying to get Tony promoted to sheriff,
Oh no!
and that would be revenge on both the sheriff and Tony.
Oh no! This would be awful for both of us.
It would be, wouldn't it?
Fuck! I'm gonna have to put. No, fuck! You've put me in a catch. You've checkmated me because either I have to defend the racist position or I have to be the sheriff. Fuck!
The only reason it would be difficult is that Tony is not inherently trustworthy, especially to the prince.
Yeah, no.
He's super trustworthy.
Yeah. Also, again, neonate. Sure, a very good neonate, but still a neonate.
Now, I do have
Yeah,
some
if
questions for you. Because I heard some rumors around town in Elysium, among the Toreador and whatnot, and one of the rumors said something about, I don't know, Neely getting blood hunted.
What are you talking about?
I had a chat with a Nosferatu connection of mine.
That seems like a better question to ask the prince, don't you think?
Oh, sure it is, but I'm not gonna bother the prince with just checking in with rumors. So I have left a message with him, but he hasn't answered yet. I need to know things like that. But I also know
I
that
think we should leave the gossip to the harpies, don't you, Sheriff?
Yes,
that is
I agree with Kate.
clearly. So it's just a piece of gossip. They run around their mouths like they are called harpies for a reason, ain't they?
Since the interrogation of the others, do you have any leads? I'm assuming that's why you've put together this team you have.
Exactly. Yeah. Now we're gonna go out and do ourselves some Sabbat hunting.
Good to see you join us. We always need more hands out there.
Just hopefully
in the
before
street.
the implications of that can sink in with the sheriff.
It's just as Kate says that, is just thinking to himself, this motherfucker.
Look, Kate is. She respects competence, and the sheriff has not shown any.
Yeah, no, he has a start, but again, Tony's also.
He's shown power. That's not the same as competence.
No, I hear you. Tony agrees with that. Tony thinks to himself, I don't want the sheriff to use his power on me.
Funnily enough, Kate's on good terms with the sheriff. Tony isn't, but
Tony's on decent terms with the sheriff, man.
that's fair. If you believe that.
Are we trying to hurt the sheriff's feelings here with the innuendo here, Kate?
I'm not. I'm trying to offer support.
You're trying to offer support. Okay.
I'm not trying to hurt his feelings, but it is the whole implication of, okay, you need to get out on the streets. We can't keep bringing all of the Sabbat to you. At some point, you do need to meet us halfway, and we have taken in over half the Sabbat.
I've been hit by the entire rumor mill of just about all of Chicago, he says. I had a couple of interesting run-ins. I rolled in with a couple of my hounds, as it were, and I almost caught some of them. Yeah, swept the alley and found a dumpster that peppered with phosphorus. They are armed with phosphorus now. You might want to know that.
We've found.
Yeah.
In
fact, they managed to waste one of my ghouls. Not Kyle. He's still standing.
Sheriff, you say you've been chasing the Sabbat. Have you seen anyone who could be like? We've mostly ran into like newbies and stuff. Have you run into anyone who could be like I don't know, potentate of some kind?
We have been figuring a couple of things out. See, I had a chat with the prince, and he put me in contact with the Hurricane. You heard about the Hurricane? He calls himself the Hurricane. Spend little venture. You wouldn't notice him even if you stomped on him, because he's that small and thin. But there you go. One of Loden's younger brews, as it were. Can't be more than a few years in the night. But he's apparently a bit of a whiz with these new machines that are around with the screens and the buttons you push, and then you have like letters to turn up on the screen. It's like a typewriter, but with electricity, if you understand. It's like a type connected to a TV almost, like television. Yeah. It's a bit strange, but anyway. Apparently he's been working on that and tapped into various police circuits, and turns out that these Sabbat buggers, one of the reasons we're having so much trouble finding them, they're never using the same payphone twice. They're using the payphones to communicate with each other. They have strong payphone discipline. They never use the same one twice. And of course, we can find phone records that a payphone has been used close to a place where they've been, where they've jacked up a place pretty good. They've done their signaling, Sabbat rules, listen to the beast where they're spraying. And we know that they are using the payphones to triangulate their movements. We know that they're using some kind of cell-like structure, so you've been damn good at taking out a couple of them now. I don't know, if I was the Sabbat now, I would probably just merge into one big group for mutual protection. But yeah, they're very smart with that. We have Mark. One of the Nosferatu was down by the sewers and heard a couple of voices behind a flop hotel, and we went to the grate, and they have a storage unit somewhere. We know it's in Cicero. We know the street
In where,
name.
sorry?
Cicero.
Is that a place in New York? In Chicago even?
Yeah, it's a district in Chicago.
Okay.
Is that the place we just hit?
No. And I'm gonna go over there and hit it tonight. I don't know the number of the unit, but I do know. What?
Is it? Do you know where in Cicero it is?
Absolutely, yeah.
Could
We got that much from their last hideout that we were tracking. They tried to burn things behind them as they leave,
you know how
but
big
they leave stuff
this
behind.
unit
and
is?
You can read from the residue if your senses are sharp enough. Apparently, you're not the only Tremere on the case here, Miss Bray.
Do you know if this it's like a storage unit?
Yes, indeed.
Shop
Yeah.
or do you know if it's big? Would it have 33 or more things and slots?
I
units?
imagine it would. Oh, you have a number 33? That's a very specific number. Maybe it could be that the storage unit 33 is where we're supposed to go.
How about we come with you? It seems like you might need help.
I might need help.
It'd be hilarious if he takes issue.
The
with
sooner
this
we
and
can
none
get
of-
this problem solved, the sooner we get back to our normal problems.
Yeah, many hands make light work, as my
Exactly.
grandfather.
Well,
used
you're
to
not wrong about that. You're not wrong
Not
about
down your skill, it's just 5 vampires potentially, along with their ghouls. Might be nice to have more than just your pack of ghouls and yourself.
That's true enough, I suppose. That's true enough. He's gonna take off his hat for a moment, just pull his hand through his hair. All right, let's check it out. Storage unit. I know the place well enough. Let's saddle up, shall we? I don't know if they're gonna use it now or later. This might be a long time stakeout, but we ain't got no other leads for the moment.
All right, out of character, couldn't I say that perhaps Tony, since there's been like an assault recently, maybe just left the crossbow just in case in the van,
That would make sense.
along with some ammunition.
For sure.
All right, so I guess Tony will be grabbing the crossbow, having that as his main weapon.
Anybody else having thoughts about weapon combos?
No, just what on my character sheet said.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my gun.
Yeah, I've got.
I would be equally proficient with every other weapon.
I think Charlie's been, since we last tooled up, Charlie's been carrying around shotguns, a machete, a pistol, and a stake as we were going to war.
That makes sense. All right, so we have some goons in the back of a van. I need to have the SWAT team ghouls picture, right? Because otherwise it's not, anyway.
If we were not vampires, these would be faceless goons.
Yes, they would be. Ish. All right, we're getting ready to mobilize and hit the streets. You know what? I think the sheriff is getting a phone call at this stage. And Kyle is picking up again and just... You can hear someone screaming at the other end of the phone. And he hands it over to sheriff. He's like, oh my god, what the hell's going on now? God damn it.
Wait a minute, so is Sylvester with us here? Yeah, they probably are.
No,
wait.
Sylvester is away
Sylvester's
doing
probably
other-
out hunting.
Oh yeah, you're right. Goldtooth, out of character, has a heightened senses hearing. Maybe he could listen in on this.
I was just going to say that I will try and hear both sides of the conversation.
You can absolutely hear both sides of the conversation. Yeah, as Kyle picks up the phone, you're gonna hear on the other end, ah, "Sheriff, get me the sheriff now! Get me the That's a woman's voice. And he hands over the phone to the sheriff. You have to come! You have to help me! He's after me! Where can I go? Is Prince Loden there? Help! Sheriff, where are you? And that same feminine voice is shouting out an address in the nightclub district. Sheriff is just standing there looking weirded out. Oh my god. Wow, what the heck's going on now? I need to go deal with it. If you want to stake out the Sabbat for now, I need to go and deal with this, because this is Lorraine. I need to take care of her first, I think.
Okay.
All right, we'll deal with it. And Tony just thinks to himself, useless motherfucker. He doesn't say it out loud, obviously, but he is thinking it heavily.
Some of things about the city, because you've been studying the kindred lore, shall we say, of Chicago, the name Lorraine might ring a bell. For Kate or Charlie, at least, you're the ones checking the prince's resources the most, aren't you?
Probably memorized it by now. It's not a long list.
Exactly. It is not a long list.
So what do we know?
And what do you know? I'm opening up my own spreadsheet. It takes a moment. So, the spreadsheet says... Oh, look at that. It does not include Lorraine. So you don't know.
I mean, we could roll.
Yes, you could roll. Yeah, it's not on the spreadsheet, at least.
All right, so what would he roll? Will you roll for that?
I'd say it's intelligence and politics. And since this is apparently a lesser-known figure to some of you all,
I'll just
but
take half
Sheriff
and
knows who it is, obviously, because otherwise he wouldn't react like that. Apparently it's someone important, maybe? Who knows? Or maybe he's just chicken, who knows? But let's say... Let's make it 4 successes. A little bit challenging. Let's go.
Well, that's quite challenging.
That's more than average, right?
I'm unlikely to get it, but let's roll.
You can do
That
it.
went well.
I believe in you.
I'm
I
not
believe
re-rolling that one dice. Just...
Okay.
It would have to be a 10.
It's why you fail in life,
It would
Ender.
have to be a 10, yeah. Charlie?
Should not be doing this when I'm this hungry, but what the hell?
Yeah, I'm taking the L. I'll just say 1 success. Just take half.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough. No, none of you have ever heard of Lorraine in Vampire Society. You obviously haven't.
And that's
met
why
her.
you fail, Tony, because you're too chicken to roll.
Exactly. You haven't spent, and this is also true for this coterie. You haven't spent.
Okay,
a whole lot of
motherfucker,
time-
now I have to do it. God damn it.
You can't go at us for rolling and failing when you choose to not roll and automatically fail. There we
All right.
go.
Nah, I'm gonna be braver. Fuck it. Bestial failure! Nice. Wonderful
But-
job. I
What?
do that.
Did you have dice to re-roll even? I don't know. Oh, you,
Or can't you re-roll hunger dice?
no, you can't. Okay, so possible
Okay.
bestial fate. We have
Wait, no, never
Everyone
mind.
has a possible
What?
bestial failure.
If
Hey,
he
hold
can't
on,
re-roll,
because
then it was
that's
just a
the
failure.
reroll. So
Yeah.
it was just a nope.
Gold
Good.
Tooth and Kate. All right, we get hungry, Kate, don't we?
Hunger strikes.
It's not really hunger, it's just compulsion to eat. The beast is saying, maybe, just maybe, should feed before
Prove yourself.
fighting
Go snuff
the
it.
Sabbat. Something like that.
Yeah. The hunger can shut up because it's making me twitchy, but also it wouldn't make a difference in a fight if I was full or not.
That is true.
What about you, Goldtooth?
What is actually what is it that decides whether it's a bestial failure or not?
It's
little
the
poll, I
fact that you didn't get enough successes on the politics and intelligence, and you had the one. You rolled the one on one of your hunger dice.
Compulsion table.
Indeed. Or something else equally bestially, but there's nothing bestial in particular you can do around here. Paranoia, I think that works really well.
Also, you're driving actively towards the danger.
So I'm going to say that Charlie is going to draw the conclusion, obviously, that this is a setup, right? It's a scheme. It's
It's
plot.
clearly a trap.
It's clearly a trap.
I think I remember. Isn't Miranda the target or primogen? No.
Maybe, but this was somebody called Lorraine.
All right. Damn it! I got confused.
Yes, I think the way this will show itself, maybe if I could justify this with true paranoia, you suspect everybody, but I was thinking it could suggest not wanting to get split up, that we should all stick together, go rescue Lorraine first, so we don't end up split up. Both squads go there first, so we don't end up like facing the Sabbat alone at the storage place.
If you want to act, you have to act quickly, because Sheriff is grabbing his team and heading out. Goddamn babysitting shit. What the heck's she gotten herself into now? She should be old enough
Sheriff,
to...
do you think this is more important than the last lead on Sabbat?
He's doing an eye roll. Lorraine is Loden's child. If she's calling for me and she's panicked and she needs help, I gotta go there, because otherwise the prince is gonna have my hide.
Charles said this could be the Sabbat, as he's throwing the door of the van back open.
You know what?
Well,
It
if we
might
don't
just
think
Matt.
If they don't know, if you don't believe the Sabbat know we're coming to their base, or they do, I think it's best if we hit either location with full force now. So if we all go to Lorraine and it's a trap, we'll be much better prepared.
That makes sense. All right, let's go. Let's get to it.
All
What
right.
do you think, Sheriff?
Yeah, let's go then.
Motherfucker, we shouldn't be waiting around, though, fucking arguing. Like, we agreed, all right, let's go now.
It's more the fact that I wasn't inviting ourselves on the sheriff's mission. He did need to say yes.
Yeah, he did need to say yes, didn't he? All right, we are heading out to the nightclub district, which is great because, you know what? It's a Friday night, which means that it's heavily populated. So, no risk for the Masquerade at all, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. We'll be fine. We totally won't do something wacky. What, you're gonna get, like, silly with it?
I would
No,
never.
go animal style on them? It's just fantasy.
Alright, so we're gonna try to rendezvous with Lorraine somewhere in the nightclub district. Now, she was basically shouting out that she was running along a street and she's gonna keep running because she doesn't dare to be in the same place for a long time. He's after me! I gotta go! And because she was calling on a payphone basically, and then she runs away again. This is gonna take some tracking to track her down. And Streetwise is a good skill for that, isn't it?
All
I
right,
think
so
we
is
have
this
some
with
people with Streetwise.
And what would the role be?
I think Wits and Streetwise.
That's street.
But I think it's going to be a
Not too.
difficulty 4 because she's on the move and you don't know where she is.
Can we add aspects?
Okay, no.
Never mind.
What? I missed something when I was looking
He rolled
for
well.
aspects.
He rolled very well indeed.
And
It's
also,
a messy
I
critical.
got a compulsion. Let's see here. Harm. That makes sense.
You want to get this bastard. These bastards. All the Sabbat bastards, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him with my crossbow real good and hard.
That makes sense.
The mental state of the squad is deteriorating by the minute.
Yes, it is.
By the second, you mean?
Yes.
It's all nice and healthy here. Yeah.
To the bottom, everyone.
You're going to see Lorraine first. You're going to get the description by the sheriff, who is describing her as petite redhead, usually dressed in jeans and like a shirt or something. And yeah, that's pretty much what you'll see in the streets here. She's running down the streets and hair, she wears it loose. So she's basically looking over her shoulder all the time. And first down one street with it's 11 now. It's 11 shortly after 11. So there's still a lot of people out, and like it's Friday after July 4th of July, and she's cutting into alleys and then cutting out again. So how do you want to approach her as she's running?
I'm going to.
Maybe let the sheriff take face, since she knows him. And she doesn't know us.
That makes sense. The sheriff will pull up next to her with his van, and she's gonna scream in fear first as she sees the van pull up, but then the sheriff is just, "Don't worry, it's just us. Get in here, get in the van right now." And I guess she will jump in the van and they will start pulling off. I think we're gonna have someone roll some stuff, or maybe we're just noticing things because we have an amazing amount of wits and awareness. Do we? Some of you
What
do.
would you say is an amazing amount?
Okay, Charlie has a paranoia compulsion, but then he's scared of
That
stuff
should
right
help.
now. Yes, exactly. And he has heightened senses, which should help.
We can just all roll if you'd like.
Yeah, I have also heightened senses.
Oh, you have heightened senses too, but you don't have much in the way of wits and awareness.
Just 4. Just 4 days.
You tried to surge that, Tony. Good for you. Okay, I guess Tony is the one who is on the ball here and watching out.
You haven't asked anyone else to roll.
I haven't. Feel free to roll if you want to. Otherwise, I'm just going to calculate with taking half, and nobody's going to come up to that number of successes as he has, because, like, Goldtooth gets 2 when taking half, even with heightened senses.
That's rough. That's really rough.
Yeah.
Let's try.
Lock in, dude.
I can't. Oh, wait, no, it's already active. It's already calculated that, so that's... It's not nothing. Meh. I can't get
Nice.
multiple compulsions, so...
Real smooth.
Well then.
That was with -2, so...
Yeah. Wow. some of us are hungry, aren't we?
Some hungry boys. I don't know what.
You're gonna see, Tony, that the crowd on the street about a block away is screaming and running when they see someone. You can't really make it out initially because backlight and whatnot, but it's a big hulking, well, not big hulking figure. It's someone who is moving relentlessly after Lorraine. Bit of a bald pate, hands fixed in like fists, trench coat on, and yeah, he's moving fast through the throng of people here and bumping into people, and they just are bounced out of the way. Even as there is a third pursuer. Is this person with the first one, or
Third
someone
pursuer?
on a bike?
Who's the second?
Okay, second pursuer. Someone on a bike behind.
Okay. It's time to get radical here.
So you have the crowd. You have this
Initiative
situation.
time, baby.
Oh,
He did just remind you that there was a ton of civilians around.
Yep.
And just to remind you, I don't care.
You do remember the Masquerade is a thing, right?
Yeah, I know, but shooting someone in the chest with a crossbow is not breaking the Masquerade.
It
That's
is if they don't bleed and stuff like that.
It is if you miss and they don't care.
Yes.
Yes. If you
That
hit
is-
someone in the shoulder and they do not react, that is a breach of the
Why are
Masquerade.
you
That can
rolling,
be a
Tony?
case of hard drugs. Why did I roll 6?
But why though?
Remember, we changed the entire initiative system last session.
No, that was 2 sessions ago, I think.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I
Yeah.
don't know. What
Yes, we changed the initiative session type 2 sessions ago.
And then we should
And this
change
is
it again,
our
right?
This is our third story arc.
I don't like how they've designed things much. Can you tell?
Also,
I don't like that my feeding type now revolves entirely around intimidation. Why? That wasn't what I signed up for. It's not what the
I don't like the
character's built
mine has suddenly
for.
gone to subterfuge instead of persuasion.
Should we skip the tattered facade hunger thing?
I'm not saying skip it. I'm just like, we should at least maintain some consistency.
Kyle, you're a combat character. Why is your initiative 2?
Because he was built for a different system.
The initiative used to be rolled, so
Boy!
Not in the advance. I don't think there's any incarnation of V5 that rolls for initiative, is there?
But Kyle was built for 1991.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure
yeah, he
they
was.
were.
All right, so Tony, what do you want to do?
All right.
Car.
All right, I'm in the car.
In the van.
And there's 2 guys charging up against us, right?
Yes.
All right.
are they charging us or are they charging the sheriff's car?
They are both heading in the direction of the sheriff's car. They're not charging you.
All right. I'm going to take out the crossbow and fire at the guy on the motorcycle.
Very well. That's gonna
And
be
also, I will be doing a called shot for his heart. So, new modifier -2.
okay.
right?
Yeah. Also more minus because it's on a freaking motorbike and moving.
Also, where's the crowd in relation to this situation?
That's a good question, isn't it? You are close to the sidewalk. Or are you? You're probably still out in traffic, aren't you? So you have a clearer shot on the person on the motorbike than you have on the person on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Do we know that the person on the motorbike is related to this, or are they just a person on a motorbike nearby that we have
Tony
targeted?
is currently assuming that the person on the motorbike is related in some fashion.
I guess we'll find
'Cause
out.
that is
Yeah.
the result of the roll. Yeah,
Okay.
that is not going to be good enough for much of anything. I think
let's
the
see.
only
It's
good
good-
part about this is that it's so quiet that nobody notices.
It's a crossbow, so it's pretty quiet.
Exactly.
But also, with a complete miss, is he going to hit anyone else?
I'll push that. I'll push it. Wow! Still a failure. Nice.
That is epic. Total, complete, and utter failure. I think someone on the sidewalk is going to scream, "Ah!" and fall over because they have a crossbow bolt in their arm suddenly. That's going to be like gang warfare in nightclub district.
No one is going to attribute a crossbow bolt to gang warfare.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, okay, the rich are hunting us for sport. This is not gang-related crime.
Crossbow in the crowd.
I don't know how.
Ooh.
Lorraine's
Equally-
just hiding out in the van. So, Kate, go ahead.
Is there a reaction from the people who have just seen someone shot by a crossbow?
They will react soon enough.
They will react soon. Okay.
Yeah. They react
Fuck.
on the 2, and then they start screaming and running in all sorts of ways.
Fine. So I guess I'll be taking 2 stains minus 1. So.
Monsters were wandering through the streets.
Monsters wandering through the streets.
True.
Somebody's watching YouTube. Yeah, I think Kate's gonna stay in the van. She'd be
makes
rolling
sense.
0 dice to attack with her gun.
Charlie?
And she has no other combat ability, so...
Makes sense. Charlie, what do you want to do?
Charlie will get out of the van, run at the one on foot, and try and tackle him to the ground.
All right. Are we blinking?
That's a masquerade breach.
Yes.
That's a
Yeah,
really
drop-
big one. That's a
I'm
really
just
big
gonna-
one.
I'm just going to run at him as fast as I can, and if I can't do it in this turn, I'll get him next turn.
All right. You're gonna see who it is.
I think the big question is, are you activating celerity in any way?
Yes, that is a good question.
Jesus Christ. Tackling Neely for the 3rd time. This is almost like a drinking game.
For the 3rd time in 2 days.
For the 3rd time in 2 days. Yes. You have -2 on the dice, obviously, because you are in fact. Oh, but you have rapid reflexes, so.
That doesn't affect combat actions.
If they can observe when this power suffer no penalty to defense pools, they can take a minor action of up to 2 dice per turn, such as readying or reloading a weapon for free. Okay, so -2 it is on tackling Neely. You're gonna just run right into him and just go oof. But you have -2 more for paranoia compulsion. You're scared. This is a setup, Charlie. This is a setup.
Has it been a scene since we were driving in when that compulsion triggered for Charlie?
I don't think the compulsion goes away after just the scene. Some compulsions
Paranoia
do,
did.
but
I
paranoia.
thought Paranoia was one of them.
Some compulsions do. Yes, this is true.
Trying to get you every point I can, Charlie.
Yes, this is. You're not wrong. Dominance, paranoia. Compulsion ends when the vampire has spent roughly an hour in a safe spot. No.
I don't think driving towards something that you already know is an incident is gonna
No.
Count.
No.
And I'm
Okay,
guessing
so I've
hunger
got
doesn't
the-
go away until I feed.
That's correct.
I've got the -2 already. Do I need to remove another 2?
Yep.
Or is the
You're just gonna run into a brick wall, aren't you? Three successes. Good for you. Huh. Okay.
3 successes with a -4. That's very
That
impressive,
is
actually.
very impressive indeed. Yeah. You just blood searched that. How it's? Oh, you blood searched it. So Oh, but you didn't take the other 2 off, did you?
I took 2. It automatically took 2 off.
Okay, gotcha. So, there we go. So, okay. Seems like a strength roll to me, really.
It's brawl plus strength.
Yeah, no, for your opponent.
Right. I can willpower that 1 spare roll if I need to.
Huh.
Fender loses.
You will succeed in tackling Neely. He's on the ground. Is that what you wanted to
Who's
achieve?
watching him? How? Sorry.
We love the wretched noises here.
All right. Yeah, the person on the motorbike is going to pull out right next to Charlie and Neely. And it's going to turn out to be Nat.
Oh. Oh.
So you almost.
You almost. Princess Ghoul.
And she's going to bring out a badge. Police business, everybody, scatter! Get away from here! Get out of here! And she's just screaming at the top of her lungs that people should just get out of here. Unfortunately, she's very bad at crowd control. Just generally.
Doesn't she have Daunt?
Tony,
No, maybe Daunt, yeah. But, yeah, people are going to move away from her. So that's what she's doing. Chris, what do you want to do?
I'm going to get out and walk towards where that Jude Law looking motherfucker is and help Charlie keep him down.
That's Neely.
Yeah, he's a Jude Law looking motherfucker. I'm not going to call him by his name anymore.
Alright, so what are we doing there when you get there, Chris?
Just standard procedure at this place, just like grabbing his arms or trying, like keeping him
you're
restrained.
helping out with a grapple. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, Neely has tried and failed. Dex. What do you want Dex to do, Tony?
I guess join in on tackling Neely.
On the big pileup. Okay.
Yeah.
The sheriff is going to go out and do some crowd control, much like Nat is doing. And he's more effective with that, obviously, because, like Nat, he's a vampire elder, potentially. So, some charisma, intimidation, and daunt, and people are running in every direction away from this.
Could I add my action now, since I didn't
Yes,
do
you
anything on
can.
my turn?
I'll allow.
I would like to. Kate will run from one van into the other because I think Lorraine's the danger here right now.
Okay.
Because this is basically set up the best way possible to get Neely killed. And that doesn't normally happen by coincidence. She's gonna join Lorraine and the rest of the sheriff's guards in their van.
Yeah, Kyla's in there as well. Though I think Kyla's jumped out with Sheriff because it's what he does. The rest of the people inside the van, nobody's keeping their guns trained at Lorraine. Lorraine is...
neither is Kate, but Kate is looking at her.
Yeah,
She'll wait until her turn before she does something.
You will see that she is cowering in a corner and crying bloody tears, just whimpering. Just stop him, he's trying to kill me! And as you get in there, because you're a vampire, aren't you? But she might not be aware of that. Maybe, given your general appearance, because you have a blush of life. So she's just gonna grab hold on the lapels of your blazer, Kate, and just, he's been tried to kill me all night.
Yeah, I feel like she's acting.
Well,
Like,
that's an
on my
insight
turn,
check.
I'll try to counter whatever roll.
Yep.
I think the full movement from one van to the other is enough for a turn.
Yeah, it's enough for a turn. Natasha is like, I was following the guy. He's been absolutely nuts for the past hour or so. Keep him down, keep him down. We need to get all the people out of here. And she's turning around to, because she can't keep him down. She's a ghoul. She can try, but Tony, what are you gonna do?
Tony will use his celerity fast action to put this crossbow away in the van, then use his like regular actions to run up regularly like a regular person to the scene. And if anyone ever asks, Tony was aiming for Neely.
Right. So between 4 of you, we're gonna have Neely pretty much restrained, aren't we?
Yeah, somebody has to stake, and let's try to stake him out of sight.
Oh, I did technically harm someone, by the way. Does that mean my compulsion's gone?
You know what? I guess it is.
Yeah, because your compulsion wasn't directed at any specific individual, was
No,
it?
it was just harm people. I'm gonna end the initiative order here because it feels like we're done with that. Neely is just lying under a pile of kindred here, isn't he? I mean,
Also
even
the ghoul.
even a vampire elder will find it difficult to break out an entire pile of vampires.
And to be fair, we only know he's very resilient. We don't know whether he's very strong or not. 'cause
Yeah, we
we've
don't know
never
if he has
actually fought him.
If he was that strong, I would have tossed you off of him by now. So
Yeah,
Yes, but like, I'm just saying we don't know his strength. We just know he's incredibly tough.
yes. So the question then is, what is Kate doing with Lorraine in the van?
I guess she's trying to see through if this is an act, like if this is just subterfuge, or if she seems...
Well, between wits and subterfuge, you have 3 successes, and she seems genuinely petrified. I know too many things, I guess. I don't know why.
Did he say anything before he attacked you?
No. He just wants to kill me. He tried to...
Why?
I don't know, she says. I don't know.
God, I love you, you fucking reptilian of a person.
What secrets would he want to kill you for?
She's gonna whisper so the mortals can't hear. I'm Loden's secretary. I run memos for him. I know a lot of what's going on.
She's gonna quietly respond, are you the one who leaked rumors about him to the Elysiums?
No.
Do you know who did?
Kate, you will recognize something when you're looking at her. Because you have enough wits and everything to notice this. She's high. It's like talking to Sylvester.
Great.
Like those pupils, they are just the right measure of dilated.
Okay. Is it the same way Sylvester looked, or is it how Neely looked when he was tweaking?
No, this is more Sylvester.
More Sylvester, okay. She's just gonna hold her shoulder. And just, okay, what have you taken? You're high as fuck right now.
I went out to feed, and I found a guy on coke. It was great. She's whispering.
Yep, okay. Great to hear. So yes, you're the prince's secretary, and I guess that means you must have heard about the thing. At this point, she's just gonna try and get some secret out of her in her coked up state
Okay.
by being subterfuge. basically just like trying to be her friend to such an extent that it's like, oh yeah, have you heard about the thing? What thing? That thing.
Yeah, let's see if she can thwart your horrid attempts at trying to get into... I'm gonna remove some dice for her because of... She's in fact high.
Yeah.
You might succeed in your sneakiness.
Technically, even with the modifier, I would still have 2 successes.
So you will
If I
succeed
take
then.
off.
Yeah.
Even with my negative.
So she's gonna spill something she's not supposed to be spilling. Let's see. She's what are you looking at me like that for? It's just it's how I feed, alright? It's just I need some of that stuff. It expands your mind. It's the best kind of blood.
Okay, so she's Sylvester. That's good information to have.
Yeah, and also, Kate, reading between the lines, if she is Loden's child...
He probably has the same predilection.
That wasn't what I was getting. He might, depending on what kind of relation they have to each other, but if he's drinking her blood, or if he has another... You don't know. The Ventru's selective digestion is very individual. But if she's a Ventru and she's willingly drinking coked up blood, that at least suggests that it's her preferred drinking. Which is
like
an interesting choice.
Isn't that the same
for
as
Ventru.
Sylvester?
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Sylvester also has that flaw, I think, that he prefers drink drugs.
It's a merit for him. It's a merit for him. He gets bonus dice from drinking from coked up people. He gets +1 die. Highly functioning addict. It's a merit.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good to know. I guess she'll just try to placate the coked out child while everyone else is dealing with the others.
The coked out child, alright.
She...
That was the clue channel.
It's not a bad way of putting it, is it? Like, she's... you're looking
it's
at her...
child, CHIDL.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, whatever.
She looks
vampire
like
themed.
She's 21 or so, and if she is one of Loden's childer, it's entirely possible that she was embraced just a few years ago, because there's a bunch of those. There's a bunch of Venter neonates who Loden has embraced over the past 10 years or so.
Good.
So, yeah. But, meanwhile, in the big pile on Neely, he's gonna try to resist frenzy, obviously. And he doesn't.
Let's move.
It said success.
Yeah, it does say success. It's supposed to be... Because it's physical harassment, so... There we go. That's the correct... Yeah.
On the same dice pool.
It is the same dice pool, but it's a different... Now it's active as a frenzy, so... He is going to snarl, I'm gonna destroy her! She took Loden from me! And is gonna try to do his level best to shake the entire pile of people here.
It's up for one of us to hold him down while the other stabs him in the heart with a stake.
Which is easier said than done with the Ventru of his magnitude. Yeah, he can't control himself. He is just beast right now. He is just absolutely frenzying. And interestingly enough, it's probably not that hard for you all to keep him down, even with him going frenzy, because he honestly doesn't... He's not the combat-focused Ventru at all.
Oh!
Yeah. So it's probably easier to just hold him, like all four of you, just grapple him and his arms, 2 people per arm, so he can't move, and he literally cannot move. And apparently he doesn't try to... He doesn't have the willpower to resist the frenzy either. There is no attempt to stop the frenzy inside of him. He doesn't control himself for a moment, and he doesn't gain control of himself to try to dominate any one of you, which is the thing Venture can do.
And as I'm holding him
None
down,
of
I
that.
say,
He is just completely bestial and
Yeah.
trying to struggle against the bonds that you have on him.
yeah, and as I'm helping hold him down, I just say to Charlie, "Stab this motherfucker!"
And first Charles will say, I don't know, he may still try some. We'll say, I'll make eye contact with him. Does anybody have a bag we can put over his head or something? And then Charles will look around to see if there's any witnesses still around.
Chris will take off his like coat and put it over Neely's face, like he's trying to hide.
Yep, he's gonna try to shake it off, of course. When the sheriff has done the crowd control, so there's only so much crowd control you can do. There's still gonna be people around here, but it's not 2026, so no one has a smartphone where they can film all of this. Isn't it nice to live in the 90s? As you can tell, you guys, having been in your 20s in the 90s is much better to having them being in your 20s now, because there was nobody around to film all the shenanigans we got up to.
Yeah, man, we would be so fucked if this was 2026.
But it's not. The sheriff and Kyle, they will bunch Neely into your van, Charlie, to make sure that he is anywhere near Lorraine. And they have bonds, but they're not going to do any type of staking of Neely until they're inside the van and away from the prying eyes of the crowd. And
Even then, they might not.
Even then, it's not going to be easy. But if anyone can do it, it's going to be the sheriff. Because unlike, let's just say that he has potence in spades, this man. Just to demonstrate how much... Oh, I should click on the brawl instead, shouldn't I? Strength, and we don't add the discipline to this roll because the potence just aids in doing damage. But I think Sheriff could give Tony a run for the money, can't he?
Oh, absolutely.
So between those 5 successes and the 2 for the stake and another bunch for his prowess, he's going to have something like 10 successes, which is probably going to be enough. Oh, minus for staking a vampire, so it's still 8 though. So that is going to be enough to actually stake, I think, 8, but it's superficial, so it's 4. It's going to be enough to stake. Neely is now.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be aggravated damage. It just needs to be damage.
Yeah, and that's before you halve and do all the things.
Yeah.
He does have... So, subtract the Fortitude from superficial damage sustained. So 8 minus 3 is 5 left, which is still enough to stake him. So there you have it. You have one Neely, one shish kebab Neely, one scared Lorraine, and the sheriff is just looking at you guys. What the hell is going on with this boy? You boy, you better need to calm down, he says, and he just looks at Neely. Even Neely is fake now.
Roll off Neely. Charlie will say to the sheriff, what exactly did you hear about the blood hunt against him?
It's just Rod who says the prince has turned on him. But I ain't heard none of that.
The blood hunt is coming, or that it's active now. Because if it was active, wouldn't everybody have to be told it had been declared?
And
That
the sheriff
is
would
absolutely
know.
the case, yeah.
It's 11:15 p.m. and we currently have 3 staked vampires to deal with.
Yep.
So overall, a pretty slow night. Oh, I guess now that things have calmed down, should I roll remorse?
No.
Alright.
That's at the end of the night or at the end of the session.
Okay.
Whichever makes more sense.
Whichever
I
makes more
guess,
sense.
Sheriff Balster, you need to deal with the fact that the Senate cell was running down the street. And I guess we can take care of that possible Sabbat base.
Right, that sounds reasonable enough to me. Why don't you... I'm gonna escort the Seneschal here too, up to the Prince. That's what Sheriff is telling himself and Kyle that he's going to do.
Yes.
You,
Sometimes I hate you, Chris. Sometimes I hate you. Why did you say that?
Charlie's still feeling the propaganda, the paranoia before the sheriff is going. So I say, you need your SWAT team for that, or can we borrow them for the Sabbat?
I think we can handle it here. Why don't you take my boys?
The boy.
Kate's gonna not sweat because she can't, but head nod to Charlie. Why are you turning down the sheriff to the easy job and giving us the hard volunteering us for the hard job solo?
Because I don't want to be near the Prince when the political fallout from the Senate School going on the loose again 2 nights in a row. I think if we were in the same room, he might just kill us if we brought him that information again.
Man, Tony is just thinking to himself, are we the only fucking competent vampires in this city?
We're the only ones who volunteer for this work.
What? No, I didn't say that out loud. My character didn't say that. I literally said...
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, out of character. We're the only ones that seem to volunteer for it. Everyone else has to get asked to do it. But yeah, if we've got 2 extra guys, let's hit that base. I say that knowing I cannot help.
You can supervise.
How many extra people we get with the sheriff's squad?
3 humans.
3 humans? Not even ghouls?
You don't know if they're ghouls or not. You can't tell if someone is a ghoul on the outside.
I'm just gonna ask them.
What are you asking them? Have you drunk the sheriff's blood?
They're clearly with the sheriff, and they're armed with heavy weaponry. I think they've been indoctrinated, or at least they've been read in on what the situation is. Because it would be insane for him to bring
regular
anyone
mortals.
who hadn't been as his only backup. Because then the second he pulls out supernatural shit, they just shoot him in the back. It would be literally insane if he didn't read them the riot act about what's happening.
That makes sense.
So he's
Did
just
you
going to be
do
like,
that was a masquerade breach as well, to have anybody who's not a ghoul in any way involved.
Yeah, like even saying the word Sabbat in front of a human being is a masquerade.
I don't think so. I think there is a decent amount of leeway when you're talking about, like, people that you're working with. Like, saying that in public, sure. But... also, he's the sheriff, so he's the one who would enforce that.
Good point. But he's not the scourge, so at the same time.
Yeah, Kate's just gonna ask when they all get into the van, how can we best use you, and are you enhanced in any way that's good for us to know?
One of them is going to... It's clearly the one in charge here. And yeah, I'm Wilkinson. I work with Mr. Balthazar on a regular basis, and he has brought me into the loop. These guys here work for me, Davidson and Shaw. They know when to shut up and when to do what they're told.
Good to know. In that case, we'll leave you in charge of them, but we're heading to the base tonight.
They have HK MP3s, I think.
God, that's like a submachine gun.
Yep.
Okay.
God damn it.
Great.
Man, come on. Not even full-on assault rifles, just fucking SMGs. All right.
I guess they could have full-on assault rifles.
We don't want them to have...
What is more widely available? It's 1991, so I guess they could have M16s and HK MP3s because they have all the things.
Tony, have you forgotten every time you improve the arms on our side, he improves the arms on the enemy side?
I'm saying this out of character. All right, look, I'm saying this out of character as Duende.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Fair enough.
I'm just saying. Look, I get that like Mikhail is gonna increase the challenge, but fuck it, man. I feel like we gotta have at least some danger. We gotta put our balls on the line here for it to be fun. I feel like if it's just completely safe all of the time, it's boring.
Yeah, bear in mind with the guns at this time, this is before most of the carbine assault rifles. You know, if you want a gun that will fit in a car easily, it's pretty much going to be a submachine gun, unless they've got like Colt Commandos or something.
True. All right, and maybe the SMGs can be excused, but then again,
it's more the fact of it's less about safety or out of character. It's less about safety. It's more the fact that with the weapons we had like several sessions ago, I was a one-hit dead.
I know. Yeah, no,
as the weapons get more and more powerful, more and more people fall into that category.
And what I'm saying here is that I'm fine if my character gets one shot as well. And my character can also get one shot by shotguns now. It isn't just a you problem.
Great.
This can happen to anyone.
Great, but
it's just like at this point, it doesn't matter if someone has an assault rifle. We've already reached the tipping point. The Pandora's jar has been opened already, and we can't close it by saying, "Oh, these ghouls here have submachine guns instead of assault rifles."
Fair enough.
Then, are we heading out to a storage unit?
Sure. Remember, this could be a wild goose chase. We could get lucky.
Charlie is looking probably the worst you've ever seen him, both paranoid and hungry.
It'll take an hour to drive there.
That's exactly what you want to do. So, how far away is it? It's through hyperspace. No.
What?
Sorry.
What? Hyperspace? What was that all about?
I don't know. Cicero is
20 light years away.
20 light years away. There we go. Cicero Avenue right here.
There you go.
So it's out to the west, but it's not as far out as O'Hare. Wait, no. Is it Cicero there? Ah, gee. I know where Cicero is. Why can't I remember off the top of my head where Cicero is? Cicero is along Ogden and Roosevelt. It's out here. So halfway to the airport. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, exactly. So not too far away from a whole bunch of slums and projects and whatnot. It's a wonderful place to be, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Probably going to take a little bit of a while to get there. But you're used to that sort of thing, aren't you?
Yep.
It's all fun and games until you have to face off against the Sabbat, isn't it?
Yep. We can take a slightly more circuitous route if it might help, Charlie.
Yeah, if you want to take an hour to just chill, that's a thing you can do, but who knows?
No.
We
if
get
anyone is
close. We
listening.
get close, and then we take an hour to just get ready.
Okay.
Get to know everyone's name, their life story, where they want to be buried. Just so one of our 3 combat people isn't at a -2 to everything. Is that fair, Tony?
Sure.
Let's see. Who has another compulsion here? I'm curious.
Kate does, but she's only going to fix that by feeding.
Oh, are you?
No, I'm not going hunting tonight. At least not before this operation succeeds or fails.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I just remember thinking of something. Do the Sabbat have ghouls, or is that against their religion?
You have no idea. Look at this lovely
Wouldn't
place.
we know?
Who has Sabbat lore among you? Who has specialized on Sabbat lore among you? That seems like a...
Oh, it needs to be specialized?
It's not like the Sabbat is out there sharing their secrets with the world.
No, but we've been hunting them for 6 weeks.
Yes, you have.
But there's a difference between hunting someone and knowing all their little things about their like fucking religious ideology.
Yeah.
That's true, but we'd also, I'm imagining, learn a bit about them as we're doing that.
So far,
Well,
you
we
haven't
haven't met
run
any
into a
ghouls
single
so far.
ghoul.
Yeah, just go to the fucking library, grab a book on the Sabbat.
So far, you haven't run into a single ghoul. That much is clear.
Tony, you're acting like I don't have access
I'm
to
saying
a
this out of
magical
character,
library.
I'm saying this out of character, but
Okay.
not saying that. But yeah,
It's hard to tell sometimes.
no, but it is hard to tell sometimes. Both ends. But yeah, no, I was speaking out of character when I said our characters probably wouldn't know because it's even with your library, it's just there probably isn't just like casually even with your like thing like a whole bunch of books on the Sabbat.
Yeah, probably the only way we'd know is if, since the elders knew they were sending us to hunt the Sabbat, if they'd briefed us on it.
As much as they can. Like Sabbat practices, again, you notice one thing about these guys. They're absolutely fanatic. They do not fear the beast. They don't resist the beast. So far, you met them at the opera, and you don't think a single one in that entire gang was a ghoul. And they are not spilling the beans. They've been operating in the... They've been pretty skilled at operating in the cell structure and been able to avoid a lot of tailing. Do they have spies inside the city? You're right, Kate. You've been trailing them for a lot of weeks, and they've been able to dodge the sheriff's patrols and all sorts of other things. I think Charlie might be the first one to get this idea in your head. They have spies in the city, don't they? They're looking at what we're doing. That's why
I've been suspecting Neely since day one.
Okay.
I think he means general spies. Not specifically Neely. We're all sus on Neely.
Is Neely suspected as a Sabbat spy at this point?
Yeah.
Oh,
For Chris, definitely.
Yes.
For Chris,
If Chris is saying this out loud, then yes, absolutely.
Didn't I say, oh, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, he said maybe he's been subverted by the Sabbat?
You did.
Okay, maybe
I
you
think.
did, yeah.
But at that point, we just knew he's being influenced by some outside factors. In the same way we know the Sabbat have been. We knew they were being backed by something more dangerous.
So is Charlie still paranoid? Even if we
If you're
we
taking
took
an
our
hour,
time getting...
you're no longer paranoid.
Great.
So,
In that case,
Which is
let's
why
hit
you
this
took an
depot.
hour. What was that?
In that case, let's commence the assault.
Let's commence the assault. We are going to sneak into this area. What are we doing with our 3 SWAT guys? 3 SWAT mooks.
And then
They're coming in with us.
Yes. Okay. So
They've got MP5s, so say effective range 150 meters. So maybe put them on Overwatch where they can still shoot into the fray, but they're far enough away that they're not just going to get eviscerated.
What I'm thinking of, like this, what it looks like. Is this image representative of the site we're going to?
yes, it is.
Okay. Then they're probably going to need to be close to be effective if we're fighting someone or a few someones within these storage lots.
I think numbered, we should probably, if there is one, go with. What was on the note again? 33?
Yeah, 33.2R, isn't it?
The sheriff did just warn us that there's a decent chance that the Sabbat will have pulled everyone they had left together. So this may be more of a stronghold than the 3 and 2 individual ones we encountered.
Yeah, Tony's gonna let the ghouls take the charge on this one, including Dexter.
Including Dexter. Dexter's your goal.
I know. And look, if he dies, that means he served his purpose.
Oh, that's
Fair
just,
enough.
That's just cold. That's just really cold, isn't it?
That's just like a vampire. Okay.
It is like a vampire.
Ghouls first, us close behind.
That's how you do it. Oh man, those ghouls are not going to last the night, are they?
Yeah, no. Look, if they weren't expendable, they wouldn't be ghouls.
This is true. Oh, poor ghouls. Never become a ghoul, folks. Never become a ghoul. It's just bad.
Yeah. When shit hits the fan, you're gonna be the one in front of it.
It's better than being a human in a lot of cases. Maybe not in the long term, but short term.
All right.
Sure, you can have your fun, but then karma comes knocking.
Karma comes a knocking. Okay, I'm gonna have a token. I have a token here for Wilkinson because we need him, right?
At
He's a
least to
ghoul.
track initiative, yeah.
Exactly. All right, we have Wilkinson. Yay! He's not an enemy. He's friendly. And I guess we have his 2 guys who are his friends. Who are not
Since
infected.
Star Wars look to that helmet.
Really? It's just supposed to be a Kevlar helmet, really, with a mount for IR goggles and everything.
Kind of looks like a Stahlhelm.
Maybe.
Ah, damn it. Almost East German like helmet. No, not East German.
All right, so we're gonna have the coterie. You're also gonna. I think I want to reconfigure this grid a little bit so we have more space here. There we go. That's better. All right, Chris, Kate, Charlie, Tony, and Dex. And that's how we're going to approach this?
Why not? Let's get everyone killed.
Let's get everyone killed. Okay.
They all burst out with fucking shotguns and we're all blown to pieces.
That could happen.
Also, Charlie, since you have the whole heightened senses, we could probably use it to maybe echolocate or some shit. I don't fucking know. Listen out for him. I don't know why I said echolocate.
As we're doing the approach, Charlie will be listening.
All right, let's see what you can hear.
Now, what role is this?
Wits and awareness.
Hello, another compulsion.
Compulsions are not what we want.
Oh!
You hear nothing. That was like an intense compulsion right there, wasn't it?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Kane hates your ass.
Yep. Let's do some more wits awareness. Or is it just people with all specs?
No, you can all do it.
Yeah.
And Charlie wants to harm somebody, and since that's pretty much what we're here to do, this will be a more efficient solution.
Let's see what compulsion I get. Harm again. Okay then.
I mean,
Shit.
that seems like exactly what you wanted, doesn't it?
Crossbow this you here. Oh boy.
You just imagine what this would look like as we're walking down this corridor between the storage units, and just this look of evil comes over Tony and Charlie's faces.
Wow, and you have a messy critical, Kate? It's just a lot of... Let's see. Gold Tooth, what kind of... Oh, did you roll your compulsion yet?
I like to
It's
imagine
harm.
it's just grinning
Oh,
like
it's
a
also
fucking...
harm. Okay, so... Everybody is messed up in different ways, except Chris, who actually gets a bunch of successes here. Let's go. Okay, so... What is even going on here? One. I'm checking on your wits and awareness and aspects. That's what I'm doing. Thank you. I got myself confused for a moment. You are going to... Oh, look at that. Have a little bit of a problem, possibly.
Oh no.
Just a little bit.
I want no problems and all solutions.
I believe you. All right. As you are approaching this place and hoping to ambush some Sabbats, if in the best of cases, you hear nothing, Chris.
Oh no. Okay, I hear nothing. Great. They've already gone. We can set up an
Yeah,
ambush.
let's move all of us in the middle, just so it's easier for him to put enemies on both sides.
Exactly. And then all hell breaks loose, obviously.
Oh no! You tricked me!
Yes, I
You
did.
tricked me with a very obvious trap.
Yes, that's exactly what I did.
This is the cardboard box, a stick, and a string.
Yep.
It's fine. Kate was gonna die sometime. May as well be today.
Oh.
All right.
Chat.
Now,
I think we're cooked.
Maybe.
I think this campaign's due a TPK. It's been a while.
Remember at our last fight and Ivy got remorse?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Ivy is. You have already suffered.
You have already suffered. Okay.
But you came back, so this is on you.
Yeah,
This is on
I
you.
didn't quit. But
You
I
made a
was
new
slightly-
character that wasn't like invulnerable, so yeah, it's on us.
Yeah, I have a character that isn't Fortitude 3.
Yeah. Oh no, Fortitude 4 or better.
Sure, Fortitude 10. Why not?
Let's see what we can do to tear these guys a new one.
Actually, to be fair, Fortitude wouldn't matter if they're using Dragonfire, which they obviously are.
At higher ranks it does.
Yeah, I think it's rank 5 that allows you to ignore Banes. But even then, it's only for a small amount of it.
Yeah, but I'm like if you have levels of Fortitude, you can pretty much walk.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just assuming for general character levels
Oh,
of
right.
Fortitude.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like technically, you can have 5 levels of Fortitude as a younger character. It's just tough.
And because
And
there's
also-
a bunch of fire right in your way now, I guess everybody has to roll a Restraint check because
What does
Oh, do you?
want fire?
the difficulty with that would be the irony with, Sabbat firing phosphorus rounds and then they go frenzy and run away. Okay.
I think they would have a lot better choice because it's a lot further away where it lands.
I mean, that's
Feel
a fair point. Rutrek, it's... Let's go with
Yeah,
a
what's the
bonfire
difficulty?
thing, so it's a difficulty 2.
So resist frenzy, is it?
Yes, it is.
Resist.
Please shoot one of the red shirts.
Yeah, this one goes on Wilkinson because he's taking point.
Well, Wilkinson, it was nice to.
It was nice to know you.
I failed to resist frenzy? What?
But did we even really know him?
No, you didn't.
That's an incredible failure.
What? You failed your frenzy roll.
Wow.
You rolled
6 dice
nothing.
and got nothing.
Oh
And I
my!
can't willpower
Kate is
reroll
out of
frenzy.
here. No, you're not allowed
No,
to.
what do you mean? Oh wait,
This is a
wait.
fear
What?
roll.
Yeah, but what sort of one? It's not a anger one, so I have to flee.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Adios.
was planning on dying, so this
It's
forces my
good
hand
for
to
you,
live.
I guess.
Forces me to live.
That's 7 damage, and I think the armor transfers some of the health damage. So downgrades the 7 aggravated to not quite aggravated. But yeah, the first thing that happens is that Wilkinson is down
And on fire.
and on fire. Oh, that was intentional. No, why are they all?
They all got shot and died at the same
they
time.
did
They're
not
actually-
all get shot and died. Okay.
It's actually a hive mind of Wilkinsons.
Yes, it is definitely.
All just drop dead. It's crazy how that works.
Why are you doing this, machine? Okay,
Because
update the token. There, that's better. Okay, so, Wilkinson is down. I think this one is actually shooting on one of the 4 of you because you're there and you're pale. Well then.
Kate.
Yeah.
Oh, Kate. It's nice knowing you. You wretched monster.
I blame myself.
Eesh. That is way too many successes, isn't it?
Yeah, you're cooked.
They can also reroll.
Also, another thing that to remember, by the way, is the whole shotgun plus 4 damage only works at close range. What range would you consider Kate to be at?
Not that close range.
So it isn't. Plus
Wait,
2.
this is fired at Kate?
Yeah.
Oh, she's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. Unless Mikkel allows me with my tinkering here to save your ass by saying maybe it isn't.
No, it means she's taken 5 aggravated, and she's got a pool of health of 4.
You're cooked. Goodbye. Adios.
Kate is walking down the line here when the shotgun cracks and a flood of heat is streaming out, and
Thus ends Kate Peretti.
It was a 1 of 4 chance. I rolled for all the characters.
You would need to roll... Actually, no, minimum damage would have still killed me.
I feel like...
No, this is actually Tony. It's not Kate. Because Tony has... I rolled a d4. I'll show you. There.
I don't... It's not that I want Kate to die, but you don't need to redirect this.
I'm randomizing. It's not Kate who's getting hit. It's Tony. I was wrong, because Tony is the last in the list of... You're number 2 on my list.
Oh, this is Tony.
Tony who's been hit.
And you make fun of me for investing in Fortitude. Anyway, how dare you?
This won't matter if it's... unless you've got really good Fortitude.
He has resilience, which gives him an extra health level.
That's
which
not
is
gonna be
what
enough.
saves him in this case, isn't it?
Yeah, just barely.
I had 5 successes, didn't I?
Yep.
So 5 aggravated. You're
That's
not
close.
dead
That's
yet.
so close. God damn, that's close.
But you are on fire.
Oh!
And so I'm guessing unless you spend your next turn putting yourself out...
Yeah.
I don't know how much health you have. That may be your last bit.
The final shot will go at...
Blackbit.
What are we shooting at?
God damn it, Dexter! You were supposed to take that shot for me.
To be fair, the vampires know the dangerous ones. It's not all the men in military gear. It's the people dressed randomly. That's always the danger.
Exactly.
The people in military gear expect to be in danger. The people who look like pedestrians who walked out of a nightclub, they're the ones who turned up to this fight with dangerous weapons.
Dexter is dressed casually.
That's 3 aggravated on Kate.
3 aggravated and she's on fire.
And she's on fire.
Alright, Goldtooth, Chris, you're gonna have to lock the fuck in.
So,
lock
yeah.
in. I want to lock out.
I want to lock out. You can run.
But you can't hide. Or can you? Wilkinson isn't doing anything in this fight. But I can tell you that Dex is gonna fight tooth and nail. They're all called Wilkinson for some reason, even though they're not actually Wilkinson. Let's see. I'm gonna say they have 5.
Oh no! Oh wait.
Tony
that's
has
okay.
5 as well, right?
Yeah.
Dex has 4. Chris has 4. And didn't go frenzy. Charlie has 4. And also didn't go frenzy. You're trying to hit the right keys here. What does Kate have? 4 as well? Everybody has 4.
As I said, it's the average. It's
It is
the
the
most
average.
common. It's the median.
It's the very much so.
That's why it's not a great bar for
It's
using
not a
the
great
system.
bar. Yeah.
If 90% of your players match up on the same line, then it's not great for determining who goes first.
It really isn't. And we know that PCs go before... Oh, look at that. Actually, one of them has a 6. Which means that everybody's going to get to go before the rest of them. Okay, so this guy is going to basically just cha-chink and try to shoot someone else, obviously. That's going to be Chris or Charlie, right?
Or maybe Dexter. Again, he's dressed pretty weird.
Yeah, but not weird enough.
God damn it. All right.
Just a question with the frenzy, with
Yeah.
the fire frenzy. Is it based off, like, each individual source of fire needs to make a different frenzy check, or is it just one and done?
That is a good question.
Because right now, we've got 2 backline people on fire.
Yes.
So that may make the people in front of them
In
frenzy.
front of the fire. Go frenzy and run away as well. You're gonna be saved
But
by the
then, they
way.
would have to run into the ambush.
Yeah. Okay, frenzy, do, fury,
I had a look.
terror,
It's insane.
must preserve itself. While in terror frenzy, the terror frenzy ends, can no longer perceive any danger. It doesn't say.
Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, effects of frenzy.
Anyway, this one is, having a bestial failure, trying to shoot. Where are we shooting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let the dice decide.
Let the dice decide. Oh, it's gonna be Dex!
Okay, thank God it was someone important.
That's... Your ghoul! Your loyal servant who would die for you and is going to die for
Exactly! And he will loyally die for me now!
you. He's gonna roll his Dex and Athletics with a -2, obviously, because he's trying to dodge this. Because he doesn't necessarily want to get fried. He has 2 successes. He's taking 2 aggravated. Because he does not have any body armor. And is on fire!
Ouch again.
No, does mortals get on fire when they hit by WP? I don't think so.
It's chemically burning.
It's chemical.
Vampires,
Fair enough.
vampires are vulnerable to it, but it's still chemically on fire.
It has to be exposed to the air though. So if it's deep under your skin, your own blood would stop it from burning.
So here we go. Damage values 4. Shotgun at effective range is +3. This is not effective range, so it's anyway. Heavy gunshot? No. What is okay? We gonna go with. Is it a medium gunshot? Yeah, let's go with or assault rifles are heavy gunshots, right?
They
Yeah.
should be.
They should be.
Unless it's saying like medium gunshot, like a sniper rifle sort of situation. Or, yeah.
Definitely an assault rifle type of situation. Because that's what we said.
Also, it looks like we need to make terror frenzies when we take significant physical harm.
There.
So, some composure, some firearms. Let's go.
So even if some of us survive the fire one, we've got to do the immense physical harm one as well.
So they will open up, of course, to... Okay. Fire
No
right
way!
back!
What's that?
He fires blindly, hitting nothing but garage
Taka,
doors.
taka, taka. We're gonna willpower that.
No,
obviously.
that's fair. Oh, it would have been so funny.
It would have been. I removed a little bit for the cover as well. It's a hit. So he actually does harm on one of these 3 vampires who can have the opportunity to dodge this.
Is it Rattle?
It's gonna be... It's gonna be Rattle, yes. Rattle
Oh,
is
he's
already
got the-
fired, so he can't. That's gonna be
although
7
it
points of
is-
damage.
Superficial though.
Yes, it's superficial, of course, so it's 3 points. But it's something, isn't it?
Hey,
Tony, you're on fire! Have you
Yeah,
rolled
I am.
Restrict recently?
What?
like,
Have you rolled for Terror Frenzy recently?
Yeah?
or did you roll for the fire or the damage?
The fire, now I'm gonna roll for the damage.
Yeah, like I'm not expecting anyone to.
You are
pull off
fine,
another
Tony.
case
The
of
beast
0
inside you
successes.
wants to scream and roar and run away from there, and you just grab it by the tail and put it in the cage where it belongs.
Yeah, how do I get the fire off me, man? What do I roll?
stop, drop, and roll. Dexterity, athletics. I can let you have it because you have so much dex that you just take half and you're done. But it is your turn.
Yeah, entire turn, including minor actions.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if I used fleetness?
If you use fleetness, you have a minor action over.
Alright, in that case then, I need to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to use my minor action to run. Goodbye. Adios.
Everybody's just without Tony now. Dex is... Don't worry, boss! I got you!
He's already gone.
He's already gone. And Dex has already spent his dice pool and just dodging. I got your patron!
Don't worry, I believe in you! I showed it all.
Oh, so sad. Dex, who spent his entire life fighting for his patron. Chris, what are you gonna do?
Tony would do this even if he were still human.
How far away are these dudes?
They're on top of the roof. It's a nicely lit ambush. 20 meters or so?
Could I get to them with fleetness?
No. Blink would do it, but not fleetness.
You'd also
Fleetness
get
is
ability to climb.
It adds to your dice pool for non-combat dex tests. And you may use it when defending once per turn with dexterity and athletics. So if someone is shooting at you, you can use fleetness to get a free dodge, basically.
Okay. So these guys are like up on the roof.
Yes.
So I'm going to try to get behind that, like, security.
Right.
place.
Behind cover is what we're saying.
Yeah.
That you can do. No problem at all.
Okay.
That's a minor action, basically. Do you want to take a major action? Kate, your coterie mate, is lying there and on fire.
Oh, can I, as my major action, as I pass Kate, throw my...
Yes. Dexterity, athletics. Let's go. And you can take half and just put her out. There we go.
What are you dousing me with?
My coat.
Works?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'll just take half and do that.
Yep. Charlie.
And
You're
wait, can I pull her along with me?
Now,
Or is that too much? Is that too much?
Oh no,
That
we're
is
the
too
ones getting desperadoed right now.
Charlie, what are we doing?
I will use... Oh, wait a minute. If I use Blink, there's a risk of going to full hunger. What happens if I do hit max hunger?
You will probably go frenzy. And you might end up deamorizing one of these guys. Or getting completely final death by them. Or killing them.
Also have shotguns.
Yeah, okay, I gotta take the risk. I'm gonna blink up to this one on the right.
Okay. Yeah, you do have your harm compulsion, so your beast definitely wants to do a number on these guys. So rouse the blood.
Oh, success.
Look at that. You get up there.
Look on that bastard!
Yep. Okay, now I'm up here. I'm gonna blast this guy with the white force.
Oh
Holy shit.
my. Point blank. Boom. Ah! That is fair, honestly. Yeah, you will see his
to roll for
full
this.
ugliness. He is a Nosferatu without any doubt at all.
Do I roll for this, or was this enough? Oh yeah, because the more I roll, the more damage I do. Right?
Yes, firearms composure, please. No harm compulsion is involved here because, you know, you want to do harm, so... This also means that they have to fight you until you are down. It's the only way for them to get away.
That's a strong assumption that they're gonna flee after this route.
I'm just saying that if they want to get away, they need to whack Charlie. This guy has not acted yet, so it gets to dodge that. Which is not easy because it's an actual firearm.
Also, point range. Like, I feel like.
Yeah, dexterity, athletics.
He only
minus
takes
two.
a -2 for
Yeah.
firearms, I think.
Yeah, they do.
So he could smash this out of the park.
Why did he? What? Why? Where
Why
did
does
the
he
blood
only have
surge
2
go?
dice?
I don't know. This is not That's not correct. He should have a blood
He
surge.
definitely should have more dice than that.
Yeah. Dexterity, blood surge. There we go. Add custom mod. That's how it's gonna be. Okay. Sorry about that. Boom. Some dice. 3 successes. You had 3 successes. Oh no.
Does you want to reroll?
Absolutely needs to do a reroll here. Because otherwise he dies. He doesn't succeed with the reroll. Okay, so you do how many points of damage? Not a whole lot.
5 aggravated.
Yeah, but not a whole lot.
No, it's not a whole. It's not going to be 5 aggravated. It's going to be 1 aggravated.
What? But it's point blank, and also shotguns get +4.
Not when you have WP. The damage bonus is completely negated by the white phosphorus ammo.
Yeah, it basically, instead of doing extra damage, it just turns it all aggravated.
Yeah.
Which is worse.
No, I'm
Which is
saying,
which
like,
is worse.
The shotgun, it's.
But he needs to resist frenzy, and he doesn't because he's a Sabbat, so he's gonna run away because he just got blasted in the face by fire.
Not gonna resist a fear frenzy? I thought they loved anger frenzies and hunger frenzies, but
Yes.
fear frenzies?
Fear
Yeah,
frenzy.
I guess it's habit. Like whenever they feel the beast coming, they
Okay,
go.
he failed
Here
anyway,
it comes.
so
Yes.
away
That's
he
fair.
runs.
The beast coming, huh?
Kate,
The beast.
you're lying on the ground. You are in fear frenzy. You are no longer on fire, but I think the fear frenzy is just
I think
Red
she's
around
gonna
you.
spend a point of willpower,
yeah.
because Charlie does need her help.
You're doing a fear frenzy. You're in frenzy.
Not
Still.
right
Yeah,
now.
I'm spending
because you spend
willpower.
a willpower to not be frenzied at the moment.
Okay.
I'm still in frenzy, but I can act
Yeah.
rationally. So I'm not fleeing. She's gonna move over to here, which is not working. Yeah, there. And try to take some shots at the ones that are gonna possibly unload onto Charlie.
Yeah. That's gonna be a -2 then, I guess, for the minor
Yeah.
action, and
Why would I-
minus for the cover as well.
Shoot this one.
I will be glad if I get a success.
Yeah.
What is my negative currently?
-4.
If you
Minus
shoot-
2? Minus
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, -4 in total. 2 for your minor action, and 2 for the cover. Because they have like half cover.
She could activate.
And then you have your hunger compulsion on top of that.
Yeah, she could activate her rapid reflexes.
Yes.
Does that require a rouse check from
Don't
me?
think
or
it does.
Okay.
No.
She'll use the rouse. She'll use the rapid reflexes to not be at 1 penalty, but she's still at -4.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's basically just suppressing fire at this point. Some pang, pang, pang.
she's
guy in the
trying to
corner
hit.
Flying.
So it's Dex firearms.
Yes. Or composure, whatever is better for you.
Wait,
Okay,
whatever's
second.
better.
Usually
I
it's
think-
composure firearms.
Make up your mind.
I
Yeah,
can't
because
my
normally
mind,
you
I'm
say
just a storyteller.
it's Dex composure because
It's
it's
composure
a
firearms.
pitched battle. But it's up to you. They're both the same for me. It's more for other people.
Yeah, I used to say that because it was Dex firearms in all the other systems, and then V5 switched it up to composure, and I kept forgetting. Really annoying.
I think it's composure for like long range, and then like Dex when you get in a bit. I don't know.
Okay, so I roll 0 dice, so I think I just failed.
That's 1 die. You always have 1 die to roll.
Oh, I always have 1 die?
Yeah.
Great. I'll roll the rouse check then.
It's a hit!
No, that was for the rouse check.
Oh, okay.
Let's not get excited. Let's not get excited. Dex. Confirm. I've already activated the blood surge. 1 dice. Difficulty, I don't know.
It's a hit!
I clicked glass knee. My bad. But it's still the same minimum 1 dice.
Yeah, yes it is. And it's also a pistol, so it does extra damage, doesn't it? It does 3 damage.
Is it against the guy who hasn't already acted?
Yeah.
Because this guy, he has to do a dodge. Or
who are we shooting at? Is it this guy or that guy?
Whoever
Spiky
shot me.
hair or tattooed guy?
Whoever shot me.
I think that's tattooed guy. So
Great.
tattooed guy, is he gonna dodge at all?
I really don't think pistols are +3.
They
that
are.
seems much too strong.
I think they are.
Depends on the caliber.
Depends, yeah.
Since we're not going to go into that
medium
detail.
Gunshot. Medium gunshot. 9mm pistol is a +3.
Wow, okay. 3
That's
points
a
are
lot.
superficial, so 2 points are superficial.
Yep. This Wilkinson has not acted yet. He's gonna shoot too. I guess also on one of these up there. Oh, it's gonna be the same guy. And because we have... This time he might need to dodge. We're definitely willpowering that, obviously, because... Lots of DACA coming. Oh, I forgot to remove the 2 dice. Sorry about that. Let's redo that entire procedure.
The odds are very much in his favor then.
Yes. Yes, I guess they are. Composure.
Well, roll
modifier.
5 quadrillion dice so that we don't die, Wilkinson.
Oh, you're fine, Tony. You're out of here.
And then we add the willpower. I don't know it needed the willpower reroll, do I? We'll save that for more important things. So, this guy is getting hit.
What do you mean more important things?
And now we're gonna use the dodge.
It rounds down, right?
Yep.
Damage? So
Yeah.
that's 1 point of damage.
But it's with an assault rifle, so it's 7 points rounded down.
Ah.
He completely failed his check.
Is that dice pool right?
Yes, it is, because he's trying to dodge firearms.
Fair
And I
enough.
haven't blood surged with him, and that's my fault. So that's gonna be 3 points of damage. Superficial. Ugh! Okay, that's not good. And they
5
both
superficial,
used
we're
their
getting there.
turns. What was that?
5 points of superficial. It's pretty good.
It's 7.
Well, like
points.
total on that
Oh
guy.
yeah, total. Yes, yes. Okay, we need to be serious about this. Apparently, we have a problem up here with Charlie. He just blasted stuff. Let's shoot Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Charlie does have his turn now because this is a new act, so you can dodge this.
Yes, you can. Possible messy critical, Charlie. But
Yeah, you need the
Charlie
blood
has
resist-
all the, like, he has all the celerity things. He has blink, which doesn't help in this case. But rapid reflexes allows you to suffer no penalty for your defense for lack of cover against firearms attacks. So Charlie
Yes.
can dodge.
But he has attack this round.
Not this round. This is a new round.
Is it
Yeah,
per
new round.
turn or per round?
Per round, sorry, yeah, it's per round. He gets an action now.
Yeah, he gets
Okay.
it. Yeah. So Charlie, do you want to dodge 6 incoming fiery ouch murder?
Yeah, will do. I was also wondering, do these buildings at the top, do they have any kind of lip around the edge? Or is it just a flat?
Yeah, it's the lip you're hiding underneath. You're just throwing
But
yourself
it's
down.
probably not very big.
No.
Probably only a foot at most.
Something like that.
Yeah, so I suppose, could I have, at the end of my last round, because of how Blink works, could I have dove to cover behind it with a minor action?
You could have, yes. Are you kidding me? That means that I need to remove a success at the very least, because now there's...
That's a lot of retroactive.
Yeah.
I was going to say it, but you started speaking, so I didn't want to cut you
okay.
off.
So, take 5 dodge 5 successes then. Let's go.
And
For being behind the lid.
what is this that?
Dexterity athletics.
Again? I say again, what is it, Merlin?
Dexterity athletics.
Right.
I have a feeling there's a blood surge coming this way.
Charlie's very hungry already.
He is. But...
I've got the discipline that helps with this, right?
Oh, that's good.
Which one is that?
The celerity one that
Rapid
helps me
reflexes.
dodge
Yes,
bullets.
you don't get -2 on your dodge, because that's what rapid reflexes do.
Taking a massive risk here by blood surging when I've only got 1 hunger to go, but it is critical.
It is critical. What?
You gonna reroll that?
Do I need to?
Yes.
Yeah, your defender.
You will take 1 aggravated at this point.
And also be set on fire.
And also you're set on fire. So if you do re-roll it, you will possibly avoid all... Yeah, okay, there we go. So I guess Rattle didn't get a messy critical, but you did. As you dive for cover. Let's go for a new compulsion for Charlie. Because the beast is inside you. And it doesn't like this at all.
And it's coming.
Hunger.
Hunger.
That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Like, it's now doubly hungry.
Yep.
You can't get the same compulsion twice.
No, but...
I mean, wait a minute, I've actually got 5 hunger.
Yeah.
I must have failed my blood surge. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. So
You're in
desperately
frenzy.
hungry. No, he's not frenzying yet, but he will be if he does another blood surge at this stage and fails.
You can't blood surge at hunger 5.
You can.
Oh.
That's how you know if you go frenzy or not.
Ah.
It's like the final level for that. So we have a couple of Wilkinsons here who are going to do their level best at just trying to shoot these guys. So the Wilkinsons will save the day, won't they?
Oh, my cannon fodder! Kill them all! Shit, actually might kill them all. Fuck.
What? Oh man. Okay, he needs to dodge now. This is not fair. Blood surge, definitely. This was... How did this happen? We had such a lovely ambush set up.
Wilkinson.
Are you absolutely... I can't roll worth a damn, can I? After all that, he gets 1 success on his dodge. 1. And Wilkinson has 4. Plus 4 is 8. That's 4 superficial in this guy. That's health impairment right there. I'm gonna have him resist frenzy because, like anger frenzy, which he doesn't because he's a Sabbat, so he's gonna ride the wave. There we go.
That means he starts running to us or something, right?
Oh, he's gonna charge and just murder everything in sight.
Yeah, he gets out of his heavily covered position, is what I'm saying.
Yes, he will. Okay, so the next Wilkinson will also try to shoot, because obviously they do. And they are disciplined enough to shoot at different people. These are mercs. And we are going to willpower that, obviously.
Yes, nice.
That's an awful lot of successes. 6.
Oh my god. 6
I never
plus
want to
4.
hear you complain about the sheriff again.
The sheriff's
These
not
are-
here.
Yeah,
It's his people.
Yeah, whatever. After we
there
had to,
are
like,
people
talk
now.
him into giving
We
them
are
up
adopting. If these guys survive, we're adopting them.
to us.
3 successes. Okay. Blood is being spent here. That's 3 plus 4 is 3 health levels of damage. Ow. Which means give in to frenzy. Let's go.
I remember something you said a previous session.
What is that?
That Dex himself has a shotgun with phosphorus.
Oh, does he?
Yep.
Oh no.
Seems a bit late in the combat to introduce that.
Yeah, but it's still better than never.
He hasn't actually fired his gun yet. He has been just dodging incoming.
But now he
So-
doesn't have to anymore.
Now
so
he doesn't have to, so he's gonna shoot.
Minor action to pull out, or yeah.
Is
let's,
he gonna survive this?
I'll roll real quick. Let me roll since it's my.
He's shooting
roll.
at this guy in the middle.
Wait, hold on. Let me shoot since it's my. I have a
Minus 2, of course, because of the barrier.
And composure. We ball. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that's he just fires that shotgun and lights the Sabbat vampire up, who screams in pain and falls
Oh
over,
my god.
burning.
Yes.
Dex is the hero of the moment. Chris.
You said this guy is running towards us. Is he like
Not
is he
yet.
already
He
running?
will be when it's his turn, but yeah.
Shoot his
Actually,
ass.
he won't, because he's used all his actions on just dodging. But next turn he's coming.
Okay. Do I have athletics enough to get up that roof?
Do you have a gun?
But
I
I'm
only
gonna
have a
make it at a
normal gun,
minus
I don't have
2
white
because. So you'd have 7 minus 2, 5. You'd have to roll a Dex Athletics with 5 dice to get up there, and the challenge it's gonna be a 3. 3 successes.
Okay,
needed.
let me try it.
It's minus 2 because you have the minor action just getting over there and then getting up.
But not minus 2 because of rapid reflexes or fleetness even. Like
Oh,
that's
rapid reflexes allows you to take a minor action for free, so you
It
get
doesn't
there.
specify. It doesn't specify movement though.
no. But
Fair
wait,
enough.
let me read what fleetness says, okay? And you can,
Oh yeah, with fleetness you get bonuses too.
Oh, yeah.
climbing.
yeah.
But
No,
then you
I'm
have
just
to
gonna-
activate it with your rouse check. So
Yeah. So I'll try activating fleetness first.
indeed.
But it always turns on. It's whether you get hungry or not.
Yes. But do you get hungrier?
Yes.
Is a question. And yes, you do. There's
Okay,
a lot
so,
of hunger among these vampires now. So you will have a minus 2 for the minor action of moving. But then you get to add your celerity to the dex and athletics, so you get up with taking half anyway.
Yeah.
So there you are. Charlie, what do you want to do? You still have this ugly Nosferatu in front of you. He didn't have a chance to run away because he's been dodging all the time.
Shoot him!
All right,
Didn't
then
Charlie
I guess,
dodge?
yeah, I dodged.
Oh yeah, you
so-
dodged, so you've also done your thing. You're right. Which means that Kate is up.
Yeah. For some reason, I can't move my own token, but
That's weird.
yeah, she's gonna try to get a better angle on that one.
How do we get a
Why just
better angle? Are we climbing up
Why-
here?
I don't think she's gonna climb. I think she's just gonna try and get. I don't know if I'm pinging visibly. No. Okay. Like I like around where the soldiers are, because I think that'd be a better angle on shooting that guy.
Okay, I've given them -2 all the time.
Oh, fair enough. I
Because
guess
the
then she'll
height
just
difference.
what? Yeah. She'll roll her 1 dice to shoot. Like she'll move out to get a better angle, and then -1 dice,
Yep.
and then.
And this guy, I believe, has already dodged, hasn't he? So I can just keep shooting at him.
I don't know why 2 dice rolled when there was 0.
I have no idea.
Like, it's supposed to be 0 dice there. It rolled 1. It rolled 2.
It's a 50-50 chance to...
Oh, I think it counted the -1 dice as a positive.
Oh, that's weird.
It makes sense. Okay.
Roll a single die and let's see what happens. Okay, it's a miss.
Yep.
Bang! This guy is out of here because he failed the frenzy check, so he is running, retrecking away. And this guy can't run because he's been spending the turn dodging, and he's not going to spend the turn dodging next turn because he's in frenzy. You know what? Long story short, I don't think he's going to survive much longer because Wilkinson and Wilkinson are just going to pour it in. And just given the dice rolls here that we've seen, this guy's going down.
Yeah, they could just take half and then boom, he's done.
Yeah, torpor.
But that wasn't. There's Dexter right there.
Dex is alive, and so is everyone else, strangely.
Barely. But yeah,
Barely.
I guess that.
And with that, we're going to end the session for today. That got intense, but nobody actually met final death in this battle, desperate battle against the Sabbat. Very good thing there was only 3 of them here, right?
Yeah, I guess it's now time for remorse checks.
Yes, it
Thank
is.
God. Yeah, Tony is like, I shouldn't have taken that shot in the first place. That was
No,
fun.
you shouldn't have taken that shot in the first place. Anyone else have remorse checks to roll? I don't think so.
I don't think I did anything.
No.
Do I get the opposite of remorse check for saving Kate's life?
That would be like what? New humanity dot?
Yeah.
Not today, I don't think. We need to work out the system for increasing humanity, because we still haven't, because the rules are super vague. But basically, you have to act like you're at a higher humanity than you actually are.
Yeah, so going away, I don't think that humanity... What is it? What do I actually
6,
have?
I think you are?
1, 2, 3... Yeah, 6. Humanity 6 is saving someone's life.
Yes, that's a good
And
thing.
humanity
It's a good
6
deed.
actor 7.
It's a heroic deed, I think so. We'll chalk that up to a...
To be fair, you are saving someone's life in a firefight that you came in to murder people.
I didn't come in to murder people.
Thanks
Sorry, what-
everyone who watched. We will see you all next week.
What, did you just come here to be a spectator?